Om Shanti. Good morning, all of you. So, today is 1st July, and it's really a divine coincidence. It's again Doctor's Day today, and I think it's also National CA, the Chartered Accountants Day as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, happy to be again with you all. So, let's start with the Murli. I'll just share the screen so you can see the. Yeah, so today's Murli is 17 December 1994. And a beautiful title is to be lost in the experience of every virtue and every power is to be the one who has the fortune of happiness. So it's indirectly Baba is, or rather directly I must say, is correlating the fortune of happiness, khushi ke bhagya ko, with someone who is lost in the experience of every virtue and every power, gun and shakti. So today Bap Dada, the ocean of love, is celebrating a meeting with his children who are embodiments of love. The father has deep love for the children, and the children also have the same. So, this string of love pulls the children here, and it also pulls the father here. Children know how much happiness this godly gives. And when you become absorbed in this love for even 1 second, then you forget all the types of sorrow and you begin to swing in the swing of happiness. Khushi ke jhule mein jhulne lagte hain. You do experience this, don't you? So Babdada is seeing that in terms of the outside world, you souls are so ordinary, but yet your fortune is so elevated. Throughout the entire cycle, no Dharmatma or Mahatma, which means a religious soul or a great soul, has received or can receive such a fortune. So you are extremely ordinary, yet extremely and greatly fortunate. So Babdada loves the ordinary souls. Why? Because the Father himself comes in an ordinary body. He doesn't come in the body of a king or a queen, neither of a Dharmatma or a Mahatma. He only comes in an ordinary body, and the children that also, sorry, the children they also come are here are also ordinary. So it's important to realize that in the confluence age, we don't have to be extraordinary in our behavior. We are simple children, ordinary children, and Baba says, na, simple and sample bano. But obviously, inside in our mind, our fortune we know is extraordinary. See, then Baba says, even the multimillionaires of today are just ordinary. The ordinary children have a lot of feeling of faith and loving devotion. That's called bhavna in Hindi. And the father wants children with bhavna, not those who are body consciousness, which means bhan nahi chahiye. Deha bhan wali atmaएं nahi, bhavna wali atmaएं. The greater they are, the more arrogance they have, the bhan they have of the body, but not bhavna. Just a minute. Yeah, so the father has to give the fruit of their bhavna, and it is the ordinary souls who have bhavna. See, the famous and the well-known souls neither have the bhavna nor the time. So the Father is seeing how you are so ordinary and yet are attaining the elevated fruit of your bhavna. So this is why, according to the drama, to be ordinary at the confluence age is also a sign of fortune, because it is at the confluence age that the bestower of fortune draws the line of this elevated fortune. And together with that, he's also given the children the pen with which to draw the line of fortune. So beautiful. Bhagya Vidata, bestower of fortune, is with us. Kalam हमारे पास है श्रेष्ठ भाग्य लिखने की. And therefore, it's important that we need to be ordinary beings, ordinary children of Baba at the confluence age. And Baba is asking, have you received this pen? Do you know how to draw the line of fortune? A few questions he's asking, all in succession. How long a line have you drawn? You haven't drawn just any ordinary line, have you? So you can create as much fortune as you want because you have full freedom. Everyone has full freedom. Whether you're new, whether you're old, whether you have done the 1 week course and just recognize the Father, you still have the pen of fortune. This is godly love. And what is the sign of love? If someone gives you whatever you need in your life, that is a sign of love. So, the sign of the love of the Father is that He fulfills whatever desires you have in your life. You want peace and happiness, don't you? When you give something to someone, to one another, you receive happiness from that. So, the Father doesn't only give you happiness, but He makes you into treasure stores of happiness. Beautiful line to be underlined today. So we not only just get happiness, but we get the entire Bhandara Bharpur, which means khazana mil raha hai of happiness. Which Baba says, no, khushi ka khazana, khushi ki khurak khao. So your treasures of happiness. How much do you have? Do you have a full stock or only 1 or 2 rooms? Check. You have the treasure store. जैसे कहते हैं कुबेर का खजाना ना वैसे it is like unlimited. So just as the Father is the ocean of happiness, He's not a river or a pond, He's the ocean. So He makes the children also masters of treasure stores of happiness. Then He's asking, do you lack happiness? Do you lack any other attainment? No. Then do not say, oh Baba, give me a little power. Baba has already given it. Given it, kya, He's actually filled us with the treasure store of everything. As we saw in the title, it was every virtue and every power. So Baba is now speaking here of happiness. The Father has already given it. You simply need a method to use it, and you have been given various methods. It is just that from time to time you do not use them, and you therefore are not able to take benefit from them, even though you do have them. So it is such a great fortune, and you have received it so easily. So Baba is saying, Vidhi nahi aati hai, method, because Vidhi se siddhi milti hai. We become successful only if we use the right method. So Baba is saying, for this great fortune, did you make any effort? You did not have to stand on one leg, did you? Which means the Hatha Yogi postures. It is not that you are standing in the queue for a second's glimpse, which means the path of devotion, Bhakti Marg. You're just sitting comfortably at home. Even sitting on the ground, you're sitting on the foam, which means comfort, Baba is saying. You're very comfortably and easily creating your elevated fortune. So do you have this intoxication? All of you say with intoxication that the bestower of fortune belongs to you. Since the bestower of fortune belongs to you, to whom would he give the fortune? Obviously, to the one whom he belongs to. Then Baba in the next para mentions a lot about the bestower of fortune and our fortune, what it is. To make the bestower of fortune belong to you means to attain a right to the fortune. Bhagya Vidata ko apna bana lena means अधिकारी बनना किस चीज का भाग्य का right to the fortune prapti karna. Those who have this intoxication constantly have this experience that if the fortune is not mine, who else would it belong to? Because the bestower of fortune belongs to me. It just reminds me of this word mine. Mine means khan, treasures to any. We say gold mines, right? So same way mine is an English word for a treasure store. So the mine is mine. Beautiful word. I just suddenly realized. अब खान जो है गुणों की खान कहो शक्तियों की खान all the treasure stores is mine. मेरी है मेरा है एक तरह से. Do you have this much intoxication? Or does it sometimes increase and sometimes decrease? The time of the confluence age is so short and the majority of you are all new. Baba is saying you're all new. In this group also we have many new online children of Baba, right? So time of confluence age is so short, but you have received so little time. However, within this drama, the speciality of confluence age is that whether you are old or new, even new ones have been given an equal golden chance of claiming a number ahead. So do the new ones have this much enthusiasm? Or do you think, no, there are many who are ahead of us, we have only just come? So this thought is very damaging and inhibiting. Oh, Baba, we are online children, we have come so late. No, it's a limiting thought. So don't think that. There are many who are ahead of us where we have only just come now. No. You have had full freedom. The pen of the fortune is in our hands. We can just draw the line of fortune as much as we can. And we can even gallop further, faster than the old ones. You can make as much progress as you want, but you simply need to pay attention to your practice. Attention. Look very careful, not tension. Put the A to its attention. Some old ones become careless, and then if you new ones don't become careless, then you can claim a number ahead. You would then claim a number. You wish to take it, don't you? Not the first number, but the first division. Why not the first number? Because Father Brahma has been fixed as the first number, along with Mama. Just we finished Mama's month yesterday. However, many want can come in the first division. So, in which division will all of you come? If everyone comes in the first, then who would come in the second? Which means, what is the second division? It basically means to not be passed with honors, just be maybe pass or pass with grace marks. So it will be like moving from the golden age to the silver age. Suryavanshi se Chandravanshi mein jana. Then Baba is asking, which group will the mothers come? Quite a few mothers also we have amongst us. Will you come in the first? Very good. We have to come. This determined faith guarantees your fortune. Dridta and Nishchay. I don't know if I'll come or not come, Baba. Maybe as I progress further, Maya will come. So this is actually invoking Maya. If I just create a thought of doubt, oh, will I come or not come? This is just invoking Maya directly. So then Baba is saying Maya is also very clear. Do not ever have such wasteful thoughts. When the Almighty Authority is with you, Maya is just a paper tiger in front of him. Therefore, don't be afraid. Don't even ever have the thought, I don't know. I had covered this, I remember a couple of months ago. Many Westerners, I'm not trying to pick upon any Westerner, but many Westerners have this thought in their vocabulary. They say, don't know, don't know. And in Hindi mein uska anuvad hai, pata nahi, pata nahi. So never say that. And not even saying, forget that, even in your thoughts. You can't have this as a Brahmin. You can never say, I don't know, because your master Trikaldarshi, Baba says. And अगर हिंदी में बाबा says पता नहीं बोला तो पत्ता ही कट हो जाएगा. So never say that. Again, Baba is today repeating this. So don't even have the thought, I don't know. Being a master Trikaldarshi, knowing all the three aspects of the time, which is the past, present, and the future, we know everything, that who I am and what will I be. So no need to even create this thought, I don't know, I don't know. Become master knowledgeful as you continue to perform every action of yours. And the experience of his company will make everything constantly easy and keep you safe. So Baba's company is a source of safety for me. When you forget the company, then everything becomes difficult. All of us are experienced with that. However, the promise that all of you have made is that you will live together and go home together. साथ रहेंगे और साथ जाएंगे कहाँ? अपने घर. So this is your promise, isn't it? Or will you live alone and return alone? So increase the experience of this company now. You know that you have the company, you accept it, but what is the difference? You know this, you accept it, but you do not move along according to it. Because the force of Maya makes you forget the course and force. But is Maya so powerful? Just a minute, let me just stop the traffic control. Yeah, so is Maya forceful and making you forget the course? Is she powerful or are you powerful? Or is it that sometimes Maya is powerful and sometimes you are powerful? So your weakness is Maya, it is nothing else. So what is Maya? All of us know now in the knowledge when we have come since whatever time. Maya is not wealth, Maya is not children, Maya is just my weakness, because in the Lokik world, Maya is thought to be dhan. Dhan ko Maya kehte hain. So Baba says Maya is not that, it is just your weakness, your weak thoughts, your weak sanskars maybe. Your weakness becomes Maya and it comes in front of you. See, just as physical weakness comes to you in the form of illness, in the same way, weakness of the soul also comes in front of you in the form of Maya. So do not become weak, and Maya then will not come. Your aim is to become conquerors of Maya and conquerors of the world. So, how many times have you become victorious? Countless. And yet you become afraid. So, when something new happens, you say, it was something new, I didn't know about it, therefore I became afraid. However, on the other hand, you say that you have been victorious so many times. So, why do you become afraid? So these two thoughts are paradoxical. One is that I have been victorious every kalp, and then you are saying, "Oh, this is a new thing. Come to me, Baba." It's not matching. So everything in this life from now onwards, remember, whatever is happening with you or with each one of us is basically a repetition of the 5,000 years. It has happened 5,000 years ago. So though it's not there right now, we don't remember, but we have passed through that. So we are always victorious. Then Baba says the father's love for the children is such that each child should become an elevated soul and claim a right to the kingdom. You do not wish to become one who has a right to become a subject, do you? Which means praja nahi banna hai, raja banna hai, because Raj Yoga hai, praja yoga nahi. So one who has a right to a kingdom is one who has conquered every physical organ. If you do not gain victory over your physical organs and then over your subtle ones, that is mind, intellect, and sanskars, then how would you rule over your subjects? If you're not able to gain victory over yourself, sorry, then the golden age would become the iron age, which means uh, in this confluence age, you're not able to control physical organs and your subtle organs or subtle senses, then it won't be a golden age at all. It will just remain the Kali Yuga, the Iron Age. So therefore, check whether your mind, intellect, and sanskars are under your control. And the most important of all these is your thoughts first, your mind. Is your mind controlling you or you are controlling your mind? Your Baba always mentions कि mind की controlling power and ruling power कितनी है. There you can only rule someone if you can control that person. So if your mind is in your control, then you can have a ruling power over your subjects, which means all your karmendriya, sthul and sukshma. Sthul means physical, sukshma means subtle. So Baba is then telling us, what do you all complain? When you complain and say, Baba, I can't stabilize my mind. My mind is wandering. Yog nahi lagta hai. Yog mein man bhatakta hai. Is this being a conqueror of your mind? Then other things. Today my mind is unhappy. Today my mind is being attracted towards something else. Are these the thoughts of a victorious person? Vijayi Atma ki nishaniyan hai ye? Check. So how can those who are not able to gain victory over themselves gain victory over the entire world? Therefore, check to what extent you have become conquerors of your physical organs and your mind. And if you wish to come in the first division, then by having these qualifications, you are able to attain your aim. So we are the ones हमने तो challenge किया है ना कि हम नहीं तो कोई नहीं और अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं. So then if we are not able to even control our both, forget the physical sense organs, look at the subtle ones now. If my mind is not in my control, मेरी बुद्धि भटकती है, intellect is wandering here and there. Actually it's not the mind, remember, intellect भटकती है, intellect wanders, and therefore your thoughts also go behind that. And sanskar vash, I mean, just my sanskars overpower me and I just use them, the old ones. So if that is not in my control, then how will I come in the first division, right? So you still bow. That's what. So aaj bahut thoka thoki ho rahi hai. Again, I say that in the Murli, which means it should happen. Someone should be there to make you realize, and that someone. It's good that dehadhari, bodily beings are not telling you. It's bodiless soul, supreme soul is telling you all that, and he's only the one who's got the authority to help us to check all these things. So the Murli starts with beautiful things, huh? That you have the experience, be lost in the experience of every virtue and every power, and then gradually, धीरे धीरे हमको सटका लगता है. You know, satka is beautiful Hindi word. It reminds me that धोबी जब कपड़ा धोता है ना, सटका लगता है. Yesterday only in the Sakar Murli it was there. I remember this point here that if you have a cloth, if a dhobi is washing a cloth which is very very dirty, then if you start rubbing that cloth and if you start hitting it and trying to remove its dirt, then it has so much of dirt, it just tears. I mean, it just gives way, and the cloth tears. It gives way, फट जाता है. So same thing Baba says yesterday. He said that यहाँ पे Murli में भी some children who are there who still have. Everyone has their own weaknesses and challenges. So sometimes listening to the Murlis, what we feel, oh पता नहीं ये भी weakness है, वो भी है. So in that, sometimes upheaval happens, and then we feel, oh, chalo, I am just giving up. वैसे भी होता नहीं, and leave. No, don't do that. Don't leave Baba, because Baba is the only one who is with us. No other souls will be there. And also he is the only one who will be getting us out of all this mess which we are in. So don't get disheartened. Satka lagayenge Baba, but make sure wo satke laga. Why is Baba applying all those? Why is Baba thrashing you in the murlis? All of us actually, not you only. It's me as well including, because we have to get rid of these. We have to come in the first division at least, right? Because we can't afford to come in the second division. Then there is, I must say, no point doing Purusharth effort. If we just want to come in the Treta Yuga, might as well just do everything with laziness and carelessness, alas and albelapan. No, we have to come in at least the first division. So full pass to hona hai, right? Further, then Baba आपको थोड़ा चढ़ा रहे हैं अभी. Now he's coming in the next paragraph to all the, as he mentioned, that you get lost in the experience of every virtue and every power. So now he's coming here to peace and happiness in the next para. So Bapdada saw that the children are also maintaining a lot of zeal and enthusiasm, which we call umang utsah in Hindi. They even like a life of knowledge. ज्ञान की जीवन भी पसंद है. They are even moving forward well in listening to and relating knowledge. But whilst moving along, what is the reason a weakness comes? The main reason is that whatever you say and whatever you hear, you lack the experience of every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge. So three things, remember, we have discussed this before also in my sharings once: Gyan, Gun, and Shaktiyan. These three things are the basic attainments we have. So Baba is saying, become the experience of each of these. Gyan ki authority, Gunon ki authority, and Shaktiyon ki authority. Point of knowledge is Gyan ki authority. For instance, how many times do you say to yourself or to others, I am a soul, you are a soul, I am an embodiment of peace, I am an embodiment of happiness. Shant Swarup hu Baba, Sukh Swarup hu. How many times do you think this and say it to others too? However, even while saying, but whilst walking and moving around, you lack the experience of soul consciousness, of being an embodiment of knowledge, of being an embodiment of love and peace. So your speaking and listening are greater than your experience, and the greatest authority is that of experience. So सिर्फ सुनना बोलना उसके महान है, उसका अनुभव की authority बनना, अनुभव स्वरूप बनना. So now become absorbed in that experience. When you say embodiment of peace, then you yourself and others should experience that peace within the form, right? You speak of each virtue individually and each power individually, but those virtues and powers should be experienced at the time of need, right? Some continue to say that they should imbibe the power of tolerance and that it is good to be tolerant, but they do not have that experience. So because of lacking that experience, they are not able to attain as much as they want. If every one of you were to be asked whether you are making as much effort as you should be making, very few would answer yes. So you should experience in your practical life and actions as much as you are receiving. जितना मिला है ना, उस प्राप्ति का स्वरूप बनना है. Do not experience this just in your thoughts, but you yourself and others too should experience the virtues and powers in your practical activity and actions, which Baba says, चेहरे चाल चलन से practical proof देना है. You say that you are embodiments of knowledge, so that form should be visible, shouldn't it? And an embodiment is for all the time, not for sometimes. If you look at someone who has a life without knowledge, if someone has an angry nature, then when anything happens, that form is visible. It does not remain hidden. So whether it is something small or large, whatever the form of someone is, it is visible. दिखता है. You yourself experience it and also others experiences. Then what do you say? He's an angry person. You know, Hindi में कहते हैं जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Which means, I mean, I'm not going in the logic meaning of it, but I'm saying whatever I show it in my sanskars to each, when we show it to each other, people look at that and people then won't consider that, oh, he's in knowledge. But I'm showing from my behavior that I'm still angry. So then they will say, अरे ये तो अभी भी इसका क्रोध नहीं गया है. He's an angry person. His sanskars are those of anger. Therefore, your sanskars are visible, aren't they? In the same way now, there should be an experience of being an embodiment of knowledge, an embodiment of peace and happiness. Three virtues Baba is covering: Gyan, Shanti, and Sukh. Embodiment of knowledge, peace, and happiness. To be an embodiment of all experiences is the sign of making elevated efforts. So now increase this experience. Experience whatever you speak of. If you do not experience that, the reason is that you are lacking, you lack paying attention to the method you have been given. So method is not right. The more you revise the knowledge, virtues and powers, Gyan, Guna and Shaktiya, the more easily you will be able to realize them. Because you do not revise it, you lack the realization. बाबा ये अच्छे वर्ड्स कहते हैं, रिविजन कोर्स एंड रियलाइजेशन कोर्स. नाउ वी हैव टू महसूस करना है कि yes, though I'm doing my revision, but why am I still not able to inculcate into me that? So I have to experience that every virtue and every power and every knowledge ka point now. It is very good that you have heard it, but as you walk and move around, you should revise it. People of the world say that karma is yoga. They do not believe karma to be separate from yoga. To have, so that is, they believe karma yoga is performing action. But to have yoga with karma, they consider this to be karam yoga. But what do we feel karma yoga is? Which means they say work is worship, that is karma yoga for them. To perform action is yoga. But for us, it is karma yoga means while performing action, I'm an embodiment of all these virtues because I'm remembering Baba. So yoga in action, yoga while doing karma. So Baba is saying, however, there has to be a balance between karam and yoga. To remain busy in karma is not yoga, which means what people say in the Lokik world, work is worship. Just doing work, work, work all the time is not yoga. No. Whilst performing actions, there should be the experience of yoga. When you become busy in performing actions, the actions become elevated. And then the yoga is, I mean, the actions become elevated and the yoga is then not left to one side, which means it is both together, hand in hand. And Baba says about Albelapan. This is the carelessness that comes as you move along. To experience yoga while performing actions is known as being a karam yogi. The main thing is to become an embodiment of experience, to become absorbed in the experience of each virtue, to become an embodiment of all powers. So again, those three things, Gyan, Gun and Shaktiyon ka Swarup banna. All powers should be visible in your form. Even now, if someone has a special power, what do you say of that person? That one is an embodiment of tolerance, that the power to face is very much visible in that one. It is because it is visible that you say this, right? Dikta hai toi, we can say, right? If you're able to see it in some and not in others, or you're able to see it sometimes but not at all times, then it means that there is less attention. Others should experience every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge through your form. And that will only happen when you yourself have this experience. So I must say from today's Murli, the entire sar in one word, if I can just say the essence in one word, is experience. Experiencing a embodiment, अपने स्वरूप का experience बनना. If you yourself are experienced, then others will automatically receive the experience from you. And when you experience it, then you have so much happiness, then we'll become not again embodiment of happiness, but will become a treasure store. As Baba started the Murli with, remember he said, treasure store, khushi ka khazana. If you experience any virtue or power for even 1 second, see your happiness increases so much. So then if you have it all the time, then there would constantly be the experience of the sparkle of happiness. तो झलकेगी खुशी. And this sparkle of having the fortune of happiness then would be on your face. So now increase this experience. So Baba is asking, the method is clear, isn't it? Acha, all of you have the fortune of happiness, but you have come to celebrate with special happiness. So all of you have received happiness. So then we'll do the Yad Pyar, that is the last paragraph, and in between Baba is, so we have a few minutes left. Just one more paragraph, and then we move on to the Yad Pyar, which is remembrance and love, which Baba gives in the end of every Murli. And Baba now is lastly saying, are all of you staying comfortably? Because when the mind is at rest, the body automatically receives rest. This has to happen. The more you expand your places, the smaller they'll become. Why is he asking here? Because so many souls, when they come to either Gyan Sarovar, Shantivan, wherever, every year it is just more and more souls coming. So all the places, they just becoming they become small because they can't accommodate so many. Therefore turns have been created. So Baba is saying it is destiny. What can you do about it? But it is good. You're able to have a rehearsal. What is the rehearsal? Wherever you make us sit, however you make us sit, means in whichever condition, and wherever you put us to sleep. तो जहाँ बिठाओगे, जहाँ सुलाओगे, जहाँ खिलाओगे, हमारी सबकी तैयारी है. We are always happy in everything because we are not embodiments of happiness, but we are treasure stores of happiness. So see, kitna yukti tactfully Baba is wanting us to apply this all in the last paragraph now. Because we are treasure stores of happiness, so these things are hardly anything. Arey Baba jagah nahi mili, kursi nahi mili achhi in the diamond hall, aage jagah nahi mili. So all these are just nothing. You are able to have a rehearsal of this. Then it is good to sleep on the floor. No, you become kings on the floor. It's coming. Patraja, Patrani, right? Actually, Pat is a word in Sindhi. Pat means floor. Pat pe sona means to sleep on the floor. So Hindi word Patrana, Patrani, and Patraja means to become a queen and a queen. In the scriptures, the kings and the queens of the floor are remembered very much. So it's not exactly that they are the king and queen of floor, but floor here signifies, when it is for Patrani and Patraja, it means floor means the entire land which they belong to. So the entire land belongs to them. Of this and this area, they are the Patrani and Patraja, that way. So Baba is saying Patrani Patraja means the king and the queen who live very comfortably. So you have become this very easily now. Do you have any difficulties? Babdada and the instrument souls think that you should all live comfortably. And if you are able to live comfortable, even when there are a lot of people, it's a matter of great happiness, because this reflects what? It reflects my capacity or power to adjust. If there are so many people, 8 people in a room, and there are only one bathroom, it's a challenge. But then obviously you have to adjust with people. Are you happy wherever you are staying? Do you not have any difficulty? Should we call more people? If a notice is sent out saying that anyone who wants to come can come, what would you have to do? Then you would have to do constant tapasya. Eat the nourishment of happiness, khushi ki khurak khana, and have the constant yoga with Baba, and then everyone can come. So in the end, Baba always says that the jiski buddhi ki line clear hai na, which means your yoga is so clear with Baba. Your intellect is so connected to Baba, you will get the touchings. How to reach Madhuban. Would you do this? Would you not get tired? Would you not get hungry? Would you not eat for 7 days? You would not get any food for 7 days. Beware, Baba is telling us in the Murli of 94 itself that आगे चल के ऐसी हालतें होंगी. So Bab Dada does not wish to make you do this forcefully because you're easy yogis. And when we are easy yogis, when we are constantly in yoga and tapasya, then the bodily demands don't bother us. We don't even feel hungry. Acha, so here the main Murli ends and then we'll take the Yad Pyar. So the entire Murli Yad Pyar I always like to remember is whatever Baba has said, he's a fantastic teacher, supreme teacher. So he summarizes in these last 7-8 lines about what he's mentioned. So to the fortunate souls everywhere who belong to the most elevated bestower of fortune, सबसे श्रेष्ठ भाग्य विधाता, to those who constantly maintain the faith and intoxication, निश्चय और नशा, of being the conquerors of the mind and the conquerors of the world, to the experienced souls who experience every virtue, every power and every point of knowledge, Gyan Gun Shakti, to the souls in the combined form, always together, who constantly keep the Father with them, and to those who draw their line of elevated fortune easily. To such extremely close and elevated souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance and namaste. तो हम बच्चों की भी बाबा को याद प्यार, good morning and namaste. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. So I'll just stop sharing and then now we can spend a minute before each one of you all share. So I think you can start sharing.
Om Shanti. What is very interesting in this Murli, thank you, Baba, for sharing this point, which says that even the thought of, for one small second also, that of weakness, actually that is what creates the Maya. If you just keep constant faith 100% of the time, every second of your life, it just can't touch you. And you'll feel Baba is always with you. God is always with you. I mean, this is something very important for me to keep reinforcing. But I have also one question for every person here listening. When it says that you try for the first division, but the number one position is already booked because Baba is going to be there. But in the other Murlis, he also says you can become equal to Baba with your own energy and your connection all the time to the Lord. So is he indirectly also encouraging us that although he is in the first position and he says you will be in first division and not first position, but he also says in the other Murlis that you can be like him. So he's pushing us, right, in that direction. You can also be in the very first position.
Yes.
Om Shanti.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Someone was speaking. Yeah, go ahead, whoever it was. Okay, I don't think the brother or sister is speaking. Yeah, so Harpreet sister, thank you so much. Yes, that's the way to push, correct? A supreme teacher will always push. So perfectly said. And that's what. So we obviously can't claim the first number because it's already booked by Mama and Baba. But we can obviously come very close. And this way, I can compare this corollary with a Lockic example that if someone is 99.9% and if someone is 100%, So the person who gets 100% has already claimed the first number, but 99.9% is so very close to that person, right? So therefore, we also say that all of us are Bap Saman, 99.9% and even 99.8, maybe and 100%, all are Bap Saman, similar to the Father that way. So that's perfect what you said.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so I can in the meantime read till some people are picking up. So Padma's sister is saying, Baba says from the chat box, she's saying, everyone has full freedom, whether new or old children of Baba. The Father has given you the pen of fortune. And what is the pen of fortune? Sneha, godly love. Baba has already given the treasure store of happiness, and you simply need a method to use it. And Baba has given us various methods.
Om Shanti, brother. So Baba today is speaking about experience. So how to increase our experiences, or how to be stay in experiences. So actually we are getting experiences, but it is not continuous. So once in a yoga, once it's not sada. How can we experience constant basis, brother?
Yeah, very good question, Kartika sister. So all of us go through these stages. It is a bit difficult. I must not say word difficult, but it's a bit challenging to have it sada constant. But as Baba today mentioned that the method should be correct, and somehow or the other, I could understand from the Murli that the method is to become an embodiment of every virtue, every power, and every point of knowledge. By which I mean, see, we are reading the Avyak Murli, so we have a lot of matter to look at. But every Sakar Murli as well, whatever we listen to, Sakar Murli is something a bit more, I must say, a bit simpler. In the sense, it gives us practical tips of what you have to do in the day. And whatever questions come to our mind, usually they are answered in the Sakar Murli as well. So I should make sure that whatever Murli I'm reading, Avyak or Sakar, irrespective, I must take out at least a couple of points of knowledge from them and apply it in my daily routine. So now today Baba mentioned about revision and realization. Then he mentioned about not getting angry and about the power of tolerance, right? Sehen Shilta, which is a virtue, and Sehen Shakti, which is a power. So power of tolerance and how to be tolerant both. It's a virtue and power both. So what I can do is today only I've listened to the Murli that I should not be angry. I should have the power to tolerate. So let me just start applying it now from today onwards as I go out in the field of action, wherever I am. Everything will be different for you and me on a practical level situations. But can I not get angry with people? Can I make sure that I can control my mind? So I have to start applying it on a regular basis. And obviously on day one it won't happen all the time, it won't be constant, but obviously the more I keep doing it, I always give this example that mothers, matajis, always on the day one when you're a when you're sort of still someone is teaching you how to make a chapati. Your chapati is very odd shaped. We say the shape of India map. But over a period of time, when you do it, when you, I mean, you, then you invariably the roti becomes goal round. Why? Because then even while you're talking and listening or doing some other work, you don't have to put a lot of effort because now it's become a part of your system. So same thing when every virtue, every power, that is, as I say, gun and shakti, and the third thing is every point of knowledge, it becomes a part of your system. Then you're always, whenever you do good actions, then you're always connected to Baba. Then anger, I have to become tolerant, these don't come in. So I think you just have to keep doing it, become an embodiment of experience.
Thanks, brother. Om Shanti.
So Sujata sister is saying, Baba guides us to be an easy karam yogi, perform actions while experiencing the embodiment of all these virtues and powers, to be absorbed as if a teacher is shaping our personality. True. But my sister is saying, when the Almighty Authority is with you, Maya is a paper tiger in front of us. The main thing is to become an embodiment of experience, which is to become absorbed or lost in the experience of each virtue's power as well. Okay, so Rakhi Ben, shall we go ahead with the meditation then? Or
Yes, Manoj bhai, we can.
okay. So let's sit straight. Today we'll practice. We'll also try to go away from sound, music. So we'll practice in silence. Let's see whether we can do it. So sit back, relax. Visualize yourself to be this beautiful energy in the center of the forehead. The sparkling star. And let's look at these three virtues which Baba mentioned. I am an embodiment of peace, Shant Swarup, embodiment of knowledge, Gyan Swarup, and an embodiment of happiness, Sukh Swarup. Get lost in the experience of these virtues. Absorb yourself in this deep silence. I am peace. Peace is my original nature. Peace and only peace, nothing but peace, is my true nature. And get connected to the ocean of peace. And immerse yourself in this ocean. You're feeling very light, double light. Your form is light, Prakash Swarup, and your stage also is very light, Halkapan, as if you're in the flying stage. And when I'm in this flying stage, visualize yourself as a bird flying over all the buildings. Similarly, all the situations in my life which are going to come today on this auspicious day of Sadguru Vav, let me be a flying bird and cross over or pass all those situations so effortlessly that they don't even touch me, which means they don't touch my consciousness. And I feel I am above all this. I am beyond all this because I am a flying angel. And remind yourself, what does an angel do? Angel is never at one place. It keeps moving silently, effortlessly. Keeps giving the message of the Almighty to everyone. And keeps helping the souls in distress. So visualize you are the double light angel, Farishta Swarup. Om Shanti. Yeah, so we have to make an announcement. Sorry, Rakhi sister, do you just want to put it up? Because
I will try doing that.
you want me to, because I am not on the WhatsApp web, I have to log in on.
I will do that.
Yeah,
I will do
okay, yeah,
that.
thanks, yeah. So as you all know, Sundays are special days for you all. So this time, it's a pleasure to have with us Brother Stephen from Australia. And he is, I know him very well personally because I have worked with him very closely because he's one of the Vihasa facilitators. Vihasa is, as you can see, something in front of you came, it was written Vihasa. So very indirectly, Rakhi Bhen gave me that hint. Vihasa, it's values in healthcare, a spiritual approach. So he was one of our very core facilitators who used to join us from Gyan Sarovar, but no more. He's in Gyan Sarovar. He's in Australia now. And the topic which he'll be covering for you all tomorrow is collective healing. Same time. And let me just tell you another speciality of him. So he will not be taking a lecture. So he will be facilitating you all, which means he'll be doing such interactive activities with you all that you really feel very, very, I must say, light. And he's also one of our IAF. IAF is International Association of Facilitators. That's a group of facilitators worldwide. So he's a member of that. And he really conducts a lot of facilitation in the facilitator style. So I'm sure you'll enjoy a lot with him tomorrow on collective healing. So thank you, Sister Rakhi, and thank you all of you all today. So we'll meet tomorrow again for the second half of the Murli. Thank you.
Just a correction. Yeah. It is happening on Sunday, Manoj Bhai.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I thought it's Sunday tomorrow. I'm so sorry. It's the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I felt it's a Saturday. I'm so sorry. Apologies. So it's Sunday, 4th. Yeah.
We shall be sharing this flyer on all the WhatsApp group, and we can also invite all other brothers sisters from the BK family. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Have a good day. See you on tomorrow morning at 5:30.